Hello, it's Friday today in January, in the late January. I think it's 27 January today. And it is very cold outside. But I will try to drive out at lunchtime today after lunchtime when it's a little the most warm, if you or say at least cold. I am talking first about that I have make a decision about how to do with the podcasts, the bills I have. But first I am going to talk about the bad things, the sad things about the Holocaust. This the time of the Hitler's war, the Second World War, and I think it was what we call it here in Sweden, the Crystal Night, when they start to burn and take out Jewish people from their home and kill them or deport them to the camps. And I have some relatives that was going to those camp and be killed. But today, of some reason, and I believe that someone in heaven have told me to talk about it today, because I have not thinking about it at all. But it was in 1977. I was engaged with a man, and first he lived in Stockholm, and he lived together with another man, and that was common in Stockholm in that time, that they are people going together to be in one apartment together without only to have a home. And that's what they have to do today also, with the economy that is today, and what's going on. And I was first time I was to this home, and my fiancé friend, he was really, it's no doubt that he was Jewish. He was a little curly hair with black hair, and the style of it. You can't deny it, that some people really showing that they are Jewish. Even if Jewish people be angry at me when I say that. But some people you see it. And he took a photography and showed me. And he showed me his father. And he was very proud of his father, because he was a rank. I don't know what rank it was, but high rank in the Nazi army, and he say that not not all Jewish people was against Hitler. Hitler had Jewish people in his army, and I know that from my search in my family tree also, that it is true. And so it is not only black or white when it's come to this, to have power of the world, the political power. And so, and many say Hitler was also from Österreich, Austria, and that he was also Jewish, and he could have been like he looked very much these ordinary Jews, but you can look in all kind of colors in your skin and hair, but there is some people that is very much look like. And so I know that many of those ancestors I have that lived in Switzerland and Austria, they could have been in together with the Nazi, and then moved to those countries that it was not so much hunting after the war for them. It was other countries they hunted, like in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and another, of course, this in Poland, and those Polish Jewish, they have to come to Sweden, and they did after the war, running away and start a new life in Sweden or in Denmark. Denmark had Hitler there, so most likely they were coming to Sweden and only to transport from Denmark to Sweden. And it is this, as I have PhD in psychology, and I have studied the brain very much my whole time after my education, but also before that. It is I learned that the negative is more powerful than the positive. So people tends to look for negative than the positive. That's why it's so hard for me to talk about heaven and what God wants you to know and what heaven wants you to know, because that's positive. So those I see that some people that listen at me, they are on the negative side, but they listen at some episodes, some chapter that belong to them. When I write about, I'm talking about drugs or suicide like this and money hungry, these negative things. I write it in the title of the chapter to get those people to come and listen. And but it is positive things I talking about. But the title is like they think that I should be on their side, that I should be in the negative side. But I am for positive. I'm from yes, and not the quick yes. Slowly thinking, and maybe I wait to answer you until I have to think some days about it, and then I can answer you. Not those quick yes. That's often very negative. And so it is not like white or black. It is. It can be that the white is going over to the black side, and the black side going over to the white side. So it's not really a cut off, a limit, a border of it. It can be a person today, when it was the Holocaust day, the Nazi party here in Sweden, that is the second biggest party that people have elect them to be. The last election we had, and I have talking about it. But they say that they remember the Holocaust, and people see it positive, but what they are saying to each other is that we have a victory by killing all this Jewish. But it is, you know, that of some reason, it's not of some reason, because heaven wanted me to see it. So I was to Munich in Germany, and I said to my daughter's father that I want to see. We are so close to a camp, Nazi camp, this working place camp for Hitler to kill Jewish people. So I want to see it, I say. So we drive to Dachau camp outside Munich. And then I learned, when I was there, that it was not only Jewish people that was killed. It murdered. They were other people that was murdered also. They took away all these disabled people. So if you are disabled, you can't be sure that you are not going to be murdered then, because they don't want to see you, because they want to see a healthy, strong, powerful people that belong to them, the Nazi. So if you have any disability, then you should not say hurrah, yes, to these people. And then it was homosexual people. They be murdered. And of course those that was on the other side of the political system, they were murdered. So that it was many people that was murdered more than only Jewish people, but most they target Jewish, but they target all people that was not into the perfect people. And of course, blonde and blue eyes. I was one time in Germany, and we were sitting. Uh, I drink wine, and my daughter's father was drinking beer, and there come a man and sit down with us, and they were talking. My daughter's father speak very good German, and the man say, "You are a good person because you are blonde and blue eyes," he say. And I am blonde and blue eyes, he said. And he didn't look at me. He saw, he saw that I was Jewish. Many people have seen that I am Jewish. They can feel it and see it. So he didn't say anything to me. He didn't look at me. He only wanted to talk to my daughter's father that is blonde and blue eyes. And that was the first time I really saw it. And that was, I think my daughter was not born, so it was before 85, 1985. So it have going on the whole time, but not so people, ordinary people can see it. But it's a hidden agenda that have going on about this, so to separate people. And of course, the same is with the Jewish people. They are not better than when it's come to business, that they prefer their own people to have nice jobs, so titles. So that was I wanted to say, that there was Jewish people in Hitler's army, because they could be sadist people and wanted to do sadist things, cover up of that they were for Hitler's army, and do these evil things on people. That's how they could. But some people fail because they saw they were Jewish, and they reported them as Jewish, and they were killed. But some people could escape with those other Nazi soldiers to other countries, very much to Brazil. And it was also those people that see Hitler as a winner. Those people that is not about anything more than is like the tail of those with success. So they join Nazi people even if they were Jewish. So you can't say this, and this is in everything of the society that I have learned now, that to not prefer one religion or tradition over another, that some groups have many rights, but they have also wrong, faulty. They, no one is perfect, or else we should have had peace on this planet. That is my measure. I have all been measure for a long time. Even if I was Christian before, I am not Christian today. I'm only human and under God and heaven, but not in a religion. Because if it had been a righteous religion or tradition, we should not have this war going on. And just now, today, is it very much war going on. It have been shooting and killing in Israel and on the West Bank, and it will come more. It will come more. It's maybe only the start of it, what will come, and maybe that's why heaven wanted me to fly to Israel, to Jerusalem, in that time what they wanted me to fly, because now it's going to be very, very bad, and it's going to be bad in United States also, and in other countries, in the Philippines and many countries, because I have told you already what I heard and what I know also about it. Most what I have heard from heaven, that 2023 will be the worst year. It's going to be very bad this year, and you need to have protection wherever you live, because now it's killing all over the world. So it's and then now they start to talk about here in Sweden about crystal drugs, but it's not methyl crystal. It's another crystal that they give to the children. Of course, they hunt for the children to kill them, and the police is saying they're going so down to, there is teens that not teens, the children that is 12 years old that doing these drugs, and they don't know what it is in that drug, so it can kill them, and it spread. And when it start to be, they say, when it start to be too tough for the druggies, for those drug dealers, they only move to another city. So it is not so to defend yourself where you live, because, and say, my area is not so bad, but they are moving around. So then suddenly they are in your neighborhood. So all people that listen here need to put themselves in protection. I look, because it start with the birds start to want to build a nest. So, but I think it's too early for the spring to come. It's have been icy on the roofs in the night. It was not bad weather this night, so it was no snow in the morning, but it was icy. It's about 0 Celsius degrees, is 32. It was 29 when I saw Fahrenheit, when I look. So, was it what was it? It was about the decision. I almost forget it. The decision I make with a podcast, that I have harder to see these worldly things with my brain, because I am more in heaven than in the world. And then suddenly it opened up, so I understood that I could pay every month to get more storage and more code recording and release to people on speakers, where the speakers have this with Spotify and YouTube, and they place it automatic on some places. So I need to have it to spread the word of God and heaven for more people than only on. I recording and place on SoundCloud this chapter, but I need to spread this podcast as much as I can. But it cost €50 to have this every month. So it's, I don't know what it is. A US dollar is maybe 55 and 500 Swedish crowns per month to have it. But what make the decision was that heaven say that you have to go with the faith in this also. You need to have faith that you will be provided in some way with the money to could pay this and still have a decent life to live. That's what they say in heaven. So I put up myself in a monthly bill, but it's too much as it look now. But I have stored up food, so I can at least wait 3 months before I start to see that I maybe can't pay the bill, but at least I get 3 months if I don't get any support money from someone. But that's what heaven is telling me, to have faith that someone is going to support speakers platform to have my podcast there also. I have three places where I place my podcast, and it have to be okay to do it. But you that listen can also place those podcast episodes on where you are and talk about it. That to listen at this podcast, you can do many things that you don't need to pay any money for to support me, you can support me by the word, to write it to people and place a link to my podcast. So that's what I did. I have to go with the faith. It's about God told me already for 20 years ago when I was in United States and was homeless and had nothing. But God told me from a man that was known to be prophetic. And when I come to this man, the man said, "You have 100% faith." He said that to me. So I have to not forget it, that I go with faith. So I do. I do it now. I have faith. I have faith there is some nice people out there that hear me, that can support me with some money so I can pay what I told you that I need to pay for, to do massage on my legs because they start to stop my legs. I have got scars because I have no circulation in my legs like I had before, so I need to have massage. And I have diabetes and I need to take care of my feet. I am not going to paint them in any color because my feet need to breathe in everything. And it's also like the skin here is our biggest organ and it needs to breathe. So I don't do my nails anymore. I have it natural. But I have to pay for it. So it's much money for me. It takes half of my money that I should have for other things, maybe could travel out a little, because I have to pay for the taxi to drive to some places. Yes, now in the winter time is it not much, but it's when the spring is coming, I want to drive out in the forest in other places in the city, not the same forest the whole time, because I have done that for 3 years now. But there is in downtown at the beach is it forest to drive around in, and also drive at the beach when it's be a little warmer weather. That's what I need the money for, to pay the taxi to those places. And there is other things. I maybe needed clothes like that, and food, of course. So it's hard with those extra money for me. But I have to have faith. And you too also. You have to build. It's full of spirits here now. And it's like a choir that is singing this to you that listen. You need to work on your faith. You need to work on your faith. That's what they are singing here now. And if I remember it, I will talk about faith in the next chapter. I mostly do some more like more biblic or Quran things that is written in books I'm talking about. So faith belongs to that, but faith belongs to the spirit also. But the faith is everything. You can't do anything if you don't have faith. Faith is everything. If you don't have faith, then you don't have God either. You don't have heaven if you don't have faith. And we're going to talk about that in the next chapter. And maybe it will be the whole chapter because it's very important, the most important. Without faith, you don't find God. That's what it is. God bless you, and we'll see next episode. I hope I can do it before Sunday, because Sunday you are occupied with other things, not only church or synagogue, but you also have, some of you have a hangover on Sunday. So I try to do it on Saturday. That's the better day than Sunday. Yeah, of course. Some are worshipping on Saturday, some worship on Sunday, and some worship every day. So I don't know what you are, but this chapter is ended now, and God bless you.